card of yes, yes, yes. And I said the fish, because all along I keep getting the cards of she can't see. It's like she's blindfolded, or she can't see the face. She can't see the face of the person, or she can't see who's involved for whatever reason. It's like she's not seeing them, or she can't see their face. And then, thank you for joining me today. I'm reading on the Nicola Bulley case. I've had quite a few people message me with questions regarding the Marsh Farm. So today we're going to have a look into the Marsh Farm. On my last read, I was given a map. I could see a map where I was looking down and I could see the vicinity of where it all took place. And when I looked at an actual map to compare with what they showed me, Marsh Farm actually did fall into that category, that vicinity of what they showed me. So that's why I'm going to read on Marsh Farm today. There could be something in it, there may not be. I may also read on the abandoned house, because that also fell in the vicinity of the sketch that they showed me. And then also they showed me something about it in the last reading. It was like a hanging tree, and there was something about a tree on the map, written about the tree, and that was right next to Marsh Farm. So that's why I'm reading on that, because it seems to all line up. Now my last reading, I think I had a really clear picture. I was really deep with that reading, and I had a very clear picture. That reading was called New Evidence. Now I was looking at why the coroner had requested the police did another look into where she was found in the river, and the cards actually said that they weren't happy with the narrative that the body ended up in the reeds because of the flow of the water. That's exactly what the cards said. They weren't happy with the narrative that the body ended up in the reed because of the flow of the water. So they were actually checking to see if that body could go over the weir. So that is what they were searching for. But in that same spread, it also said something about hanging. So my hanging card, which is called Hang In There, was in that same spread. So it said something about that as well. So yeah, check that reading out. I think that was pretty deep, that reading. Now also, so I'm going to follow this up further with the questions that you have given me. So again, we've had some really good questions from a few different people actually. But a lot of people have all along said to me, you need to look at Marsh Farm. Thank you. That's just my spirit team coming in with the answers. It's just telling me that they're there to give answers. They're going to show up again. Okay, okay. Right. Okay, let's bump this energy up. Was Nicola held at the Marsh Farm, please? Was she held there? Now I'm not saying alive or not, I'm saying, it could have been after she was gone and then put back into a different space. What I'm asking is, was Nicola Bulley held at the Marsh Farm, please? Again, I don't know if we're being specific here enough. Maybe she was there but she wasn't held. Okay, we're getting these cards have come up again. That's the card of being held in that place, protection inside of a place. So you're inside of a building and there's a level of protection involved. Protection could be police protection. I got that on my last reading, police protection. So maybe there's a level of police protection. Here's a review. So reviewing the Marsh Farm. So maybe there's some kind of police protection around bringing the Marsh Farm into the story. So it's like they're trying to keep that out of the story. These cards are coming up over and over again, so it's trying to be very clear. Is that what you're trying to tell me, cards, please? Is there police protection around the Marsh Farm, please? Are the police protecting the Marsh Farm? There's a connection, it just said. Okay. What I'm going to do is in this video, hopefully, I'm going to show you all the cards that have come up regularly for Nicola Bulley's reads, because they all have their own meaning. These cards kind of have taken the form of different characters in this situation. This card here, to me, how I've been reading it all along, it's the two blondes, so it's Nicola and Emma. So Nicola and Emma. When this card comes out, it tells me Emma. This is Emma involved, or it's because it was coming up in the Emma read. It was coming up in a few other reads as well, but it's talking how the two blondes and how they thought that Emma was impersonating Nicola. Now this card represents Emma. So the question I've asked is, I'm starting to go in deep now because I'm forgetting questions, logical questions. I asked, are the police protecting the Marsh Farm? So what it's saying is that maybe they're protecting Emma, or the connection Emma has with that Marsh Farm, or they're protecting the Marsh Farm because of Emma. This card here is the card that comes out often. It comes out all the time. Now I've taken this card as that it could be like the caravan parks. I'm seeing all the doors, so it could be the caravan parks. But I was going to ask, my plan today was to pull out each of the cards that come out regularly and explain what they mean, and to tell you who the characters are in this, because I've read on Nicola Bulley quite a few times and the same cards come out over and over again, and they've like attached themselves to different characters in the story, in the plot line. So these cards read the story based on different situations, different places, different people, or are represented by certain cards in this deck. Now this card here comes out often, and I've associated it with perhaps the caravan park because I see all the doors. But there's doubt in my mind whether it is actually the caravan park. I've said it all along. I'm not sure if it's the caravan park. But now we're talking on the Marsh Farm. Perhaps it's associated with the Marsh Farm. Perhaps this is, because that was one of the questions I had for my cards separately, was I was going to clarify this card and the hanging tree card, or the hang in there card, and find out exactly what they meant, and also the van card that comes out all the time. I wanted to know, is that talking about a mode of transport, or if that's talking about the caravans as well, the caravan park or the mode of transport. I wanted to clarify that card as well, and I wanted to clarify this card, whether it means the caravan park or somewhere else. Now because we're talking about the Marsh Farm, and I've never asked about the Marsh Farm before, perhaps all along in all the readings this card has always been talking about the Marsh Farm. Protection card again's come out. So this is the card, protection. This is the card of either being inside of a building and needing some form of protection, or it's saying police protection. Now I've just asked the cards, are the police protecting the Marsh Farm? And the card of because the card of this one go out along with the review. So that it's like they're for some reason not reviewing the Marsh Farm. It's under some kind of protection. Now, and here we've got the card of Emma. This represents Emma. This card here represents the dog. This is the dog. This is Willow. Okay, so we've also got connection down here that is connected. There's connections is what it's saying. It's connected. There's connections. What I'm getting now is the card of the protection again, which I think we're calling this police protection, or somebody's protecting somebody else. Somebody's protecting somebody. Also, to me, looks like it's inside of a building and there's protection needed. Okay, here, this is Emma. This is Emma and Nicola, or just Emma represents Emma. I have another card that I call White Dog, which I also call the Emma card, or the person that was walking the white dog. But again, I'm getting here with this card here, I think we're calling this the Marsh Farm. So that's interesting. I might have to go back through my readings and see where this came out. Because I think when it came out, I was always getting the field cards too, and there's like a field near the Marsh Farm as well. Okay, let's ask another question here. So protection, let's see. Did Nicola die because of some other case? Did Nicola die because of some other past case? Okay, there's a connection. Okay, it may be connected. It may be related to old evidence given. You can see here it says old knowledge, so maybe old evidence, old knowledge given. And here is about a freedom, so perhaps somebody's either gone free, somebody is free to do with the situation. There's a sense of freedom. Is it police protection, please? Is it police protection? Is there police protection going on in this case? Okay, so here is the one that comes up quite often about, it's called difficult choice, and it's about not being seen, who, like, it's almost like she was blindfolded or couldn't see who was there. Here we've got the battles that come up every time. So it's saying the fight or the struggle or the battle that was taking place. And here's the card of resilience, the card that came out in the last read to say that she was resilient and held on, or it took a bit of time. But again, it's near the water, so that's why I keep coming back to the death at the water. What are we protecting? We're protecting who it was that couldn't be seen. We're protecting who was fighting, and who it was that she was being very resilient against. That seems to be what we're protecting. Who's protecting them, please? Who is protecting them? Is it police protecting them, or is it the people protecting each other? Okay, I feel like it's the relationships, the people protecting each other, so it's the relationships here that's being protected. Again, more relationships, so I think, or family, or they're protecting the children. So I feel like I don't know that it's police protection, it could be people given stories to protect somebody, so somebody doesn't seem guilty, or they don't get in trouble, or they don't get blamed. It's like the stories people are telling are to protect each other. Okay. Is this to do with organised crime? That's coming up empty, it says. That's coming up empty. No, doors are closed on that one. So the doors are closed on that one. And it's coming up empty. Okay, that's the card of the destruction and the chaos and the turmoil. And the truth and the fairness is the justice card there, the justice card. Okay. They're interesting cards too. So what did I say? Is it to do with organised crime? And it come up with justice, the justice card, and closing the doors on something. And cup empty. Is it to do with organised crime? This one here is, to me, kind of looks like somebody going to jail, because it's like locking them away. You see they closed the doors and locked them away. And this is a justice card, so it's saying, I'm also hearing justice for Nicola. Justice for Nicola, somebody needs to be locked away. Maybe the intention behind her death. Yes, that's my yes card. That's my yes card. Connection, and it could be in a payment. There's money there. Money. And yes. Okay. That leads me to the next question, is it a contract killing, please? Was there some money, was somebody paid to do this, please? Was somebody paid to kill Nicola? Oops, okay, there's a bit here. Okay, what I'm getting from that is you need to research more, you need more information, do more research on that. It's saying there's more involved in that situation, you need to do more research on it. That could be related again to the chaos card. There was a lot of chaos and drama around her. This card here is hidden truths. It's called hidden truths, but it could also be about jail. And again, because we're coming up again with the card of justice. Justice for Nicola, or justice for somebody else going to jail. The question was contract killing. Okay, this is my soft yes card. It says yes, but not in a, it says yes in a way. It's not definite yes, it's in a way, it's kind of in a way. It's not a full yes, there was a contract killing. It was yes, kind of, in a way, sort of, kind of. There was, and this is the attack card, how she was attacked. Okay, this dimension card keeps coming out, so it's like, I feel like this is Nicola. I feel like this is Nicola coming through, either trying to get justice. I do, I feel like this is Nicola coming through, trying to get justice. So I said, was it a contract killing? I'm not seeing any finances changing hands here. It says it's a soft yes, but not exactly. There was an attack. Something about, there's more into it. It's saying you need to do more research on that situation. There's more on that track. So sometimes with the cards, you'll get all these cards that come out and you feel like you're on the wrong track. Well, this one's saying there's something further down this track. And here is justice and jail, or being locked up. Okay, there was a fisherman with their face covered, please. A fisherman that was trying to cover his face on the security camera. Was he connected to this, please? Was this fisherman that had his face connected, please? Was he connected to the Nicola Bulley death, please? Okay, there's lots of cards coming out here. I feel like I should get one more. Okay, it said yes, there's a connection. This one here is again decision, money with the decision here. Here is the battle, so something about the battle or the fight. Here is the card of yes, 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 and I said the fish, because all along I keep getting the cards of she can't see. It's like she's blindfolded, or she can't see the face. She can't see the face of the person, or she can't see who's involved for whatever reason. It's like she's not seeing them, or she can't see their face. And then I was told there was a fisherman on the CCT that was trying to cover his face, and I said, is he involved? Well, he is involved in a battle. There is strategy, so there is some strategy involved there, like it's a street. To me means plan. Where I asked the question before, was there intention? If I saw strategy, that to me would mean there is plan. There is a strategy, there was a plan for that. It said yes, yes. Yes is my most powerful card, and that's the direct yes. No joy, no joy. And this one here is the card of a hidden aspect. Again, we know he was trying to hide his face, and this is a card of the face being covered up. We got this one in one of the other reads we did as well, the hidden aspect, or somebody trying to cover their face. And we're saying it's the, and this is a field. This is the field, something to do with it. So it is connected. There is a connection there. Connection somehow with the strategy. So perhaps it could just be the strategy. He was strategically covering his face on the CCT camera. But he was definitely, face was covered. He was trying to cover his face, or there's hidden motives there, there's something hidden behind it. But it's also to do with a battle. So I don't think his intentions were good. And I asked what did I ask? Was he connected to the death of Nicola Bulley? Did I ask that? Did I ask it in that way? Because if I did ask it in that way, the answer is yes. But there was strategy involved. He was intentionally trying to cover his face. There perhaps could have been money passed hands as well. Death card, death and awareness and death. Awareness and death. Okay. Or was he aware of her death? Was he aware of her death? And with the eyes, with his face covered, have anything to do with abducting Nicola, please? No, soft no. Soft no. Not, induction wasn't the right word. Did the fisherman with his eyes covered have anything to do with the attack on Nicola Bulley, please? Okay, here we've got here the tying up, the tied down cards, the tying up. Suspect motives, so he had suspect motives. And here is, but it was very unorganised, it was very unorganised. Okay, is that fisherman with his eyes covered, please, is he related to anybody else in this narrative, please? Is he connected to anybody else? Yes, he is. Yes, he is connected to somebody else in this narrative, please. And that's who, but who? Who is? Okay, that's the net worth of people. This is the dog willow, protection. And the river. This is Nicola on the river, on the border. Who is he connected to? This is the dark field that I talk about all the time, the dark field, or the dark river card. He's connected to that. He's connected to this whole thing. He's connected to Nicola on the water. Something about the dark river, or the dark part of the river, or the field near the river. He's connected to that. Dog, Willow. Now we do know that Willow was tied up with something, and he also, when I'm reading about this fisherman, it's connected to sorry, what I was just thinking, that if he's a fisherman, he might have twine in his fishing tackle box, because he, in the the last spread I read about him, it come up with tied down something. Maybe he was the one that tied up the dog. These are all very dark cards too, these ones, but connected to the network. And then back to the protection card. So he's the one that's being protected. He was protecting somebody else, or he's under police protection. Okay. Now I want to go back to the Marsh Farm, because everybody was asking about the Marsh Farm, please. Did something take place at the Marsh Farm related to Nicola's death? Up empty card, so we're coming up empty here. This one's heart pain, disappointment, separation, and a loss of something. This card is no, my no card on the bottom of the deck, my definite no. I feel like what's happening here, I don't think it's related to the death, but I feel like it could be related to something to do with the relationship. So it's like a separation has occurred. These are both cards mean separation. There's the Three of Swords twice. Separation. Okay, did something occur at the farm, at Marsh Farm, that led to the separation of Nicola and Paul, please? Did something happen at the Marsh Farm that led to the separation of Emma and Nicola and Paul? Soft no. Separation. End of a situation. The protection card there, and the network. So the network. So we're seeing an end of the situation happen there. protection and separation. Was the Marsh Farm used in any way after the death of Nicola, please? Was the Marsh Farm used by the perpetrators after the death of Nicola Bulley, please? Yes. Something about money? Yes, money. This is the attack card here. This is the tied down card here. Something about the timing was wrong though, where I said after the death of Nicola. I think the timing's wrong. I think I got the timing wrong in the way I worded that. Here's tied down. Here is chaos. Here is an attack, or not being able to see. And here is the truth card, the fairness, the justice card. These cards come up all the time. Maybe it's got to do with the timing, why the body wasn't found straight away. Could be related to the Marsh Farm. It said yes. It said yes. It was used in some way, something to do with money, or the chaos. Perhaps it was a laying low there to get away from the chaos, even. Okay, I'm going to ask, was Nicola Bulley at the Marsh Farm after the 27th of January, from the 27th of January? Was Nicola Bulley at any time from the 27th of January this year at the Marsh Farm, please? These are my two Emma cards. Both of these are my two Emma cards. Because this is a white dog, so this are called Emma, the two blondes, Emma and Nicola. And this is the white dog, so it's definitely saying Emma White. Right here it's saying Emma White. Now, I was saying, was Nicola at that Marsh Farm at any time from the 27th? I think Emma was there. And self, the card of self again, it comes up all the time. Something's being reviewed. Or is it being reviewed? These aren't my Nicola cards, these are my Emma cards. So Emma was there.